The winner of the Tony Award for In the Heights and the star of In the Heights, please welcome Lin Manuel Miranda. How was working with Arthur Lawrence?
It was great. I mean, it's funny because it was not like I'm in there in the trenches creating a show with Arthur and Steve. I had a very specific assignment. Imagine Arthur Lawrence being like, I have this new draft of West Side Story I've been working on. Can you take a look at it? That's an insane feeling. You go outside of your mind when that happens and you watch it from a great distance. That was my experience. Arthur Lawrence handed me a script with where he wanted the Spanish, and he'd put in I think it was the Spanish translation, and he wanted it to sound very much like Puerto Rican kids. If they're coming here and they're 18 years old, what does their Spanish sound like? And I had an ace in the hole in that my father came here at 18 years of age from Puerto Rico. So I worked with him on the translations a lot. So he would come up with an idea. He'd say, "Estoy tan bello y da 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 da." I go, "That's great, Dad, but we only have 6 syllables. So we need to get all that meaning into 6 syllables." And it was weeks of work. Basically, Steve said, as long as it rhymes in the same places in English as in Spanish, then I am fine. These gang members, they're going to a rumble, and it has to rhyme. So an example of the line that almost killed us is, "We're gonna cut him down to size tonight." Now we have tang 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 eyes tonight. Dun, 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 dun. We have 8 syllables, and we have to first of all, think of a rhyme, a word in Spanish that ends in eyes, which is a very schwa-y English word. We did sigue peleando si te caes, which means keep fighting even if you fall, which does not mean what they say, but it's relevant. Kind of. It's the best we could do. I turned them in. I still didn't have eyes, and I didn't have like 2 other ones. But I turned in the best draft I had, and he called me. He said, "Lovely job, Lin. There are 3 moments." He doesn't even speak Spanish, but he was like, "This doesn't rhyme well enough," and he caught the 3 moments. I really enjoyed doing it and working with those guys. And I mean, it's a thrill.
Yes.
I did. I did. I wrote that with Tommy Kail, actually, and it was Neil Patrick Harris's idea. And he basically said, I want to do a spoken wordy thing that wraps up the show. I want it to feel like a magic trick. And he said, I have never rapped. I don't know how to do that, but I'm really good at reading a prompter, really small print.
Norbert Leo Butt sang and danced and tried to catch you, coming at you, chasing Trey and Casey because they nabbed a Tony statue. Commencing in the Chattanooga.
The secret of the magic trick is, we knew the order of the show. We knew, the only thing we didn't know were the winners. So we knew our ending, we knew our beginning, and we knew where each musical number went. And so I had sort of couplets for my handicapped favorites, and then we would plug them in, or if something crazy would happen, like Brooke Shields, dropping S-bombs, we're like, okay, all right, let's get to work. And you want that stuff to happen. So I would say we wrote about 40% of it that night, and the other 60% sort of existed, which is why, Neil was able to kill. I mean, that is a level of fearlessness I don't even understand.
We're changing some lives tonight, and theater thrives because we live to give it, so to speak. This ain't reality TV. This is 8 shows a week. Every chorus member that you saw tonight tapping had to make miracles happen for a chance to see you clapping and applauding in the audience. What's next? Who knows? Anything goes. Now go see a mother Broadway show. Thank you. Good night.
The advice I would give is just sink your teeth into school while you can go to school. You don't appreciate it until it's gone, and suddenly you got to make ends meet, and you're trying to pursue your passion at the same time, and suddenly you don't have time anymore. So that's the advice I kind of unwittingly pursued as a kid, and I'm really grateful for it. And our job is to make sure the kids are safe and taking care of each other, but to say yes if they have ideas and encourage that creativity. Requires exposure. I think if you expose 40 kids to a piece of theater, there's going to be the few that go, that's what I want to do.